The quiet why beyond the ritual, a spiritual philosophy without the costume. Welcome to the quiet why, where questions speak louder than answers and silence carries wisdom deeper than words. If you've ever felt something stir within you, something real, something spiritual, but you couldn't connect with robes, rituals, or sacred scripts, you're not alone. Today we're not attacking religion, we're asking a deeper question. What happens when spirituality becomes a performance? And is that spirituality at all? Hey, hit like, subscribe, and let's venture into something few dare to explore. So spirituality is often confused with religion, but the two are not synonymous. Religion is structure. It has form, doctrine, hierarchy, and, historically power. It gives us rituals to follow, holidays to observe, and symbols to wear. But spirituality is raw, it's intimate. It's the still whisper in a quiet room when you ask, why am I here? It's the awe of standing beneath a vast night sky, knowing you are small, and yet somehow, infinitely significant. Spiritual philosophy without religion doesn't mean without depth. It means exploring the inner life without leaning on the external scaffolding of tradition. It's not easier, it's harder because, there's no one to tell you you're doing it right, no checklist. Just the inner compass. Let's be clear, rituals aren't inherently bad. Lighting a candle, sitting in silence, chanting, fasting, these acts can carry deep meaning. But when ritual becomes routine, when the form becomes more important than the feeling, when we kneel without presence or speak without belief, we drift into what I call spiritual theater. We wear costumes, we speak lines, we bow and rise, recite and sing, but inside we're empty. Outward piety can become a polished shell that hides a neglected soul. Spirituality in its purest form demands something far more terrifying than obedience. It demands honesty, vulnerability, stillness. And none of that is visible from the outside. Consider this. What if the most sacred moments of your life happened when no one was watching, not in a temple, not in a church, but alone, when your ego crumbled, when you forgave someone who didn't deserve it? When you looked in the mirror and wept, not out of self-pity, but because you saw, finally, yourself. These are rituals of the soul. Unscripted, unseen, and honestly far more transformative than any incense or hymn could offer. We must ask ourselves, do we feel more connected to the universe when performing rituals, or, when we pause long enough to actually feel our existence? Let's be honest, we often hide behind ritual. We say a prayer because it's expected, we meditate because, we saw it on Instagram. We bow or chant or wear symbols, not because we're connected to their meaning, but because they make us look spiritual. Here's a challenge, strip it away. Take one day this week and do nothing performative. Don't post your meditation. Don't talk about your spirituality. Just be, sit, feel, think, ask the quiet why. What happens when you remove the performance? What remains? That is the beginning of true spiritual philosophy. There's a paradox here. The deeper you go spiritually, the less you can say about it. The more you feel, the fewer words you'll find. And yet, society praises the loud, the showy, the shareable. But real inner transformation, the kind that breaks you open and builds you anew, it's silent. It happens in moments that would look boring to everyone else. But to you it's life-altering. You see, the spiritual path isn't something you wear, it's something you live. And it often leads you to places where traditions fall away, and truth stands naked. If something inside you is awakening, but you don't fit into any box, you're not lost. You're being invited to something older than religion and deeper than dogma, a philosophy rooted in presence, awareness, and inner truth. The quiet why isn't just a name, it's a practice, a posture, a way of listening to the deepest part of you. Subscribe, leave a thought below, or just sit with what you've heard. And if you're still asking why that means you're alive,